If you have ever caught yourself thinking, I should be further along by now, this episode is for you. If you've ever opened Instagram and suddenly felt like everyone else got a secret memo, the one about marriage, money, careers, certainty, and somehow you missed it, I want you to take a breath with me right now. Because that heavy feeling of being behind, it's not a personal failure. It's a very human response to the world we're living in. And today, I want to talk about why comparison feels so loud in our 20s and how to stop letting other people's timelines make you question your own. Hi, I'm Ambar, and this is Ambar in real life. This podcast is my space to share the journey of becoming. Through honest reflections, personal stories, and conversations with people in my life who have shaped who I am. From health and self worth to love, career, and everything in between, I'm here to speak what's true and sometimes comment on some of my posts that I've written on my blog, Ambar Virtual. If you are on your own path of growth and craving real connection, welcome. You're not alone. Hi, and welcome to Amber in Real Life, the podcast where we explore personal growth, emotional clarity, and what it really means to live life, and especially adulthood, with love, intention, and perspective. I'm your host, Ambar, and today I want to share with you my thoughts on why we feel behind in life and how we can move forward without comparing our backstage rehearsal with someone else's main stage. Because here's the thing, a lot of us grew up moving at the exact same pace. Same school years, same grades, same milestones, and at least 16 years of life where progress looked linear and shared. And then adulthood happened. Suddenly, one person is getting married, another is moving countries, someone else is buying a house, someone just became a director at a company you once dreamed of working for, other ones are having a baby, and maybe you were content with your life until you saw that. You were okay with your job until a former classmate became a marketing director at a company like Google with a salary that feels unreal to even say it out loud. Or you were okay with your relationship until a friend got proposed to and is sharing how happy they are planning their wedding. And now your life feels smaller, slower, behind. Not because it actually is, but because you're comparing it to a highlight reel. And social media make that comparison constant, effortless, and unavoidable. Psychologists talk about how this kind of exposure increases feelings of inadequacy and anxiety, not because something is wrong with you, but because our nervous systems weren't designed to process thousands of parallel lives at once. So if you're feeling behind, overwhelmed, or quietly panicking about your timeline, you are not broken. You are responding naturally and normally to an abnormal amount of comparison. And to help you navigate this uncertain and chaotic time, I want to share with you some core reminders that have helped me see life with a different lens and make peace with it. Reminder number one, there is no universal timeline. Here's a truth we're rarely taught. There is no universal timeline. Life is not a race, and adulthood is not graded on speed. The only reason it feels like one is because we were conditioned to move together for so long and then thrown into a world where everyone disperses at different speeds, with different resources, opportunities, and starting points. So you are not late. You're just on a different timeline and maybe a more intentional one. Reminder number two, comfort is the real cause of feeling stuck. Here's another layer we need to talk about, and this one is very uncomfortable. Sometimes we don't feel behind because we are behind. Sometimes we feel behind because we are comfortable with how things are right now. Comfort can look like safety, but it can also be a very quiet form of control. Our brains love the familiar, even when the familiar isn't fulfilling. That's why we often choose familiar pain over unfamiliar change. Staying where we are feels safer than risking failure, even if staying keeps us stuck. So, a gentle question to ask yourself isn't, am I lazy? But am I choosing comfort over growth right now? Because nothing truly new grows in the comfort zone. And that doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. We all go through that because growth asks us to feel awkward, inexperienced, uncertain, and comparison hates that stage because it convinces you that everyone skipped that part, but in reality, they didn't. They just didn't post it. They just didn't talk about it. They just didn't make a highlight reel out of it. Reminder number three, think of failure as data, not defeat. One of the biggest lies comparison tells us is that failure means you are falling behind. But failure is often just information, it's feedback, it's a redirection, it's proof that you are actually in the arena, trying, experimenting, learning. Psychology research shows that resilience isn't rare or extraordinary. It's not something that only gifted people have. It is a skill, something built through challenge, not comfort. Hard moments don't mean you're doing life wrong. They're often revealing the gap between who you are now and who you are becoming. You are not stuck. You are expanding and evolving. Reminder number four, external success doesn't equal inner fulfillment. Another hard truth we don't talk about enough is this one. Being ahead doesn't guarantee happiness. A lot of people reach milestones and still feel empty, still restless, still disconnected from themselves, still feeling like something else is missing. Research often shows that while most people value happiness deeply, far fewer actually feel fulfilled with their current lives. So when you envy someone's success, it's worth asking, at what cost are they ahead of me? What are they sacrificing that I might not be willing to give up? Is it peace, health, time, alignment? You don't know the price they are paying, and you don't know if you want that life if you saw the full invoice. So stop envying highlight reels. They rarely shows you the whole story. Reminder number five, struggle means you are growing. Pretty much built on everything that I just said. If your life feels messy, uncertain, or unfinished, that doesn't mean that you're failing. It means that you are building the foundations of your life. You're developing invisible skills that no one applauds in real time. Patience, resilience, self trust, discernment, skills that compound quietly and over time, skills that matter way long after titles fade. Preparation often looks like being behind until suddenly it doesn't. You're not starting from zero, you're starting from experience. Right now, you're just laying the foundations. You're learning what values actually support your growth. You're discovering what kind of life you don't want, what kind of person you don't want to be, what kind of relationship doesn't align with yourself and your values. You're choosing, unchoosing, recalibrating pretty much on a daily basis. And that's not wasted time. That's intentional becoming. That's intentional personal development. So the foundations that you're building now are the ones that people won't see later, but you will feel them. So instead of asking, why am I behind? Try asking yourself this: am I actually behind? or just becoming uncomfortable enough to grow. And instead of asking, why don't I have what they have? Ask yourself, do I even want the life I'm comparing myself to? Because comparison loses power when you get honest about what you actually want for yourself and for your future. Please remember this. Your 20s are not a performance, they are a foundation. They are a time to build skills, to define your values, to make deliberate, imperfect choices. So, this is my challenge for you this week. What's one small step you can take this week to break free from comparison and come back to your timeline? Think about it, take it gently, journal about it, write everything that comes to your mind. You're doing better than you think. I promise you. So, with that, thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear from you. You can share your thoughts in the comments below or send me a message on Substack or on my Instagram. I'll leave all of the links in the show notes. I always read them. And please remember, you're not late. You are not failing. You are becoming. Until next time, please take care of your mind, please take care of your body, and please take care of your heart. Bye.